Good afternoon, and welcome to News Live on Voice of Liberia from the nation's capital, Monrovia. This is News Live on Voice of Liberia, 104.1 in Monrovia, 89.7 in Mangibi, and 98.7 in Bon County. This news is also live via www.voiceofliberiaradio.com. I'm Christopher S. Bestman with the news. On our first development, a renowned Liberian businessman in Kakata, Magibi County, Ahmed Hammond, has welcomed the establishment of the World Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. Mr. Hammond recently told the Voice of Liberia that when the court is established in the country, those who committed crimes will give account of their stewardship. He stated that from 1990 upward, people committed atrocities and infrastructures were damaged in Liberia. Mr. Hammond added that electricity, safe drinking water, health facilities, among others, got destroyed as a result of the 14 years since the war. He continued that people who committed atrocities have been given state power by the Liberian people as a result of fear looking at their track records. Ahmed Hammond indicated that those people are boastful of the things they did without any regret, while others have amassed wealth in the country as young people have been left in the state of devastation. Mr. Hammond made strong emphasis on the report over 250,000 people who lost their lives during the serious unrest in the country, questioning the outcomes of those who died and even those who were executed on firing squads in the 80s. He lauded the 55th National Legislature for the sounding on the resolution that calls for the establishment of the World Economic Crime Court in Liberia.
I'm really grateful to the 55th National Legislature for having a resolution to pass the World Economic Crime Code. We all been waiting for a long time. I believe it's a blessing for Liberia in totality. I am in support of the World Economic Crime Code. And most of you can bear me win it. In the heat of the war from 1990 up to the present, we saw the negative thing that took place in our country. Today, you see, when it comes to electricity, safe drinking water, health facility, everything has been damaged because the sensitive war like king. We're all hearing things. And to use the war, it will explode. People, today you see the Mancover power plant. I was destroyed during the war. And I believe that power plant was supplying all our country. And today have been destroyed. And people who commit a president in the country, we can state power. And they are boastful of those things, they have no regret. And remember, according to the UN report, over 250,000 Liberians died innocently. Why is it outcome? After the death of those people that were killed innocently, even people in 1918 that were killed in the firing squad, what are the outcome? So the World Economic Crime Court have come and have been signed by the both houses. I believe that people are going on the red trajectory and also serve as a caveat to us. What say you can bear me when they see the young people see the fun and money which they are doing all of the way. Today, our political leaders who committed a choice in the country, they are boastful. Today, you see people, they are a mass right from the country. So if a World Economic Crime Court be established, and people go and get account of the stewardship, it will be a better thing for you and myself.
You talk about people that we gave position to who allegedly committed atrocity in Liberia. Were we doing it out of ignorance? What do you think?
We're not doing it out of ignorance, but we're doing it all of fear. Fear, because you look at the track record of these guys today, and some will say, yeah, now they get to nothing to me. In fact, we saw the TRC, these are. But you know the work on is more important. Other countries daily. And other people were afraid that if you have to come, people will come in and push it to carry another war in this country.
On the other hand, the renowned Liberian businessman has frowned at corrupt government officials in the country. Mr. Hammond said people come into government spending 5 to 6 years in acquiring wealth of the detriment of the Liberian people who gave them the power. He said today there is no good rule connecting various counties, but when budget is passed, people take the Liberian people's money and put it in their personal accounts, thereby living luxurious lives while the ordinary Liberians are living in abject poverty. He concluded that if people who committed atrocities and economic crimes are left to go with impunity, generations now and generations to come will continue to follow their footsteps. Mr. Harmon expressed that when the War and Economic Crime Court is established, alleged corrupt officials of government will account for their ill-gotten wealth, and it will be a boost for the people of Liberia. He lamented that the lifestyle of the Liberians in Liberia, a country, according to him, that has been blessed with natural resources, remains the same, and they are giving spectators in their own economy.
Over 20 years, look at our lifestyle. A country that has been blessed with vast resources. But you and myself, we stay spectator in our economy. Look at our ages. If they could have been a 1 year, our level will improve. But you have most of the car feeling our community authority. So I don't force themselves to go in the House of Parliament that will be secure. But thank be to God, God has spoken to them that He God in the Sunday, when you carry on some things, you go account. Because it won't do this thing, most of the generation. The generation will continue to be imitating the casting. The element, what happened, you see how you cable to go impede. And I go to jail, finish. It is wrong. We can't live in a country of 170 some more years. Our country is still down. Today, you don't have no good connection of road to go into the federal counties. Why is it cause? Project pass, you can take that one and they put it in the project. They do it by their own self. They put it in their own personal account. You can live along zero left. How can somebody spend fast and still there in government? Look at what they are accrued. So when the World Economic Council come and have you approved, when you guys go, how you get your work? If you are working with SYC, we'll do the calculation, what was your table pay? And we'll do all the taxes that will be coming to the government. And then what you have accrued for the past few years and pay what you get in a critical stage. So I believe the World Economic Council is a boost for every one of us.
The Progressive Student Alliance, PROSA, of the University of Liberia has petitioned the U.S. Embassy regarding multiple fire incidents, alleged killing of citizens, and reports of police brutality against university students. It can be recalled that on Friday, April 19, 2024, PROSA staged a peaceful protest at the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia, seeking for justice for fire victims and those who were allegedly killed and brutalized by the Liberian National Police. In the recent petition, the student organization highlighted the issues of safety and injustice citizens continue to face in the country. Reading the petition on behalf of the student grouping, Rachel Kuba, the chairman of PROSA, expressed strong condemnation of bribery, police brutality, and alleged extrajudicial killings of citizens. He also highlighted the detrimental impact of corruption on societal development, particularly in a poverty-stricken nation like Liberia.
Witches, the youth and student community, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we extend to you our warmest revolutionary greetings from the tripartite repository of genuine consciousness and political enlightenment, the irresistible and insurmountable avant-garde Progressive Students Alliance State-run universities. Whereas the avant-garde party uses this wavelength to strongly condemn the action by President Joseph Boakai to bribe members of the legislature for the sinister purpose of removing the current Speaker of the House of Representatives. It is a glaring fact that the President Joseph Boakai is a creepy dictator, and he has embarked on a criminal venture by using monies that should be used to better the living conditions of our people for selfish political reasons. Representative Jacob Koruba, who is the whistleblower and one of the recipients, informed the public that the President, through the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, has issued a check of 4,500 United States dollars to a group of representatives for their own conventional removal of the Speaker. Whereas we want to be very clear.
For his part, the Montserrat County District No. 9 Representative Francis Foko criticized the president for not prioritizing the needs of the Liberian people. Representative Foko alleged that the president has been involved in bribery on multiple occasions and has failed to allocate funds for national disaster management in the budget, focusing solely on administrative expenses. The lawmaker further expressed disappointment in the president for these actions.
However, our being here today is to inform our international community, most especially the United States government, that this president, President Joseph Boakai, is proceeding wrongly. This president is not proceeding in the interest of the Liberian people. This president came to power on the basis of rescue. But instead of this president coming to rescue the Liberian people, this president came to benefit from the Liberian people, he and his children. As you see, just yesterday, one of his sons recommended one of his play friends who was given a job that should not have been given to him. Why it is true, he's a Liberian, he has the right to work in Liberia, but look at the portfolio that was given to him and the kind of activity this man has been involved with, we think that this president is joking. Like we hear a few days ago, the president is not in charge. The president is behaving in this country in a different manner. And we believe that we want to call the president attention. The president has been unnecessarily interfering, getting involved with bribery, trying to, on many occasions, has made an attempt. And just recently, they went to bribe a few of our police from the legislature. There have been many fire disasters, which is unique to every part of the world. But the form and manner in which these fires going on within Liberia is very ugly. This president has been very insensitive to this. He has never one day looked at the fire disaster of recent to the people in West Point. Imagine my disappointment came about where the president came to rescue this country and the budget that was sent to us from the president, the issue that has to do with national disaster management. There is absolutely nothing that was placed in the budget, only for just administrative operations. And let's look at the LDA, where the president claimed to declare war on drugs.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in Nigeria has instituted a further crackdown on currency speculators and cryptocurrencies platform manipulating the naira, impeccable sources within the commission said. The EFCC was not only going after Banaco, but every cryptocurrency platform and others involved in the manipulation of the Nigerian foreign exchange market. A source said the EFCC is going after all currency speculators to stabilize Nigerian foes. Here's Voice of Liberia, Nigeria correspondent Naomi Kombendad for the rest of the story.
Some very reliable sources have said that Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is not only going after Binance, which is the major cryptocurrency operator in Nigeria, but other cryptocurrency compliances and exchanges. Now, this is helping to stabilize the naira, okay? Now, we asked actually the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission spokesperson who said the commission was doing everything lawful, don't forget that, to ensure the sanity within the country's forex market. Meanwhile, some foreign exchange market analysts have also stated that the dollar rose slightly against the naira between Wednesday and Friday last week due to the interbank moves of a commercial bank. So Binance is centralized a crypto exchange that offers all services that every top-notch crypto exchange should, such as crypto-to-crypto trading, purchase crypto through fiat, and also earnings, giving high earnings. And this has caught the attention of many young Nigerians who see it as a fast money-making venture. And so many of them are going into it. And this has help to destabilize the naira and devalue the naira too. A money analyst has explained that emergency lovers of Binance are back again speculating on P2P applications, which means that every one of them will pay 50 naira until they take the money, the dollar, back to 2,500, which was initial plan, so they can recoup their losses. Now, this is really affecting the naira and defacing. The problem with speculative manipulation is that even if the Central Bank of Nigeria bids dollar to the Bureau the change at a low rate, the parallel speculators rate will lord over the official rate, which will have to force BVT to be selling at their own rate. Now, this is actually affecting the naira, and so experts say that the CBN has to crack down on every speculative application so that could stabilize.
Former Executive Protection Service (EPS) agent have given the Liberian National Police a 72 hours ultimatum to release their colleagues from police custody. On April 18, 2024, the Liberia National Police arrested and investigated 7 former Executive Protection Service (EPS) agents for their involvement in illegal protests and setting up roadblocks and terroristic threats. But addressing the media on Monday on the grounds of the Capitol building, the dismissed EPS officer disclosed that the action of the Liberia National Police was totally against their constitutional right, thus urging them to steer clear of the situation. The former EPS agent, however, warned the Liberia National Police officers to desist from imitating, harassing, and interfering with affairs of the EPS.
We also wish to bring to your attention that it is not only Director Gay who is being on violating our rights, but also the Liberia National Police. As on Thursday, April 18, 2024, the LMP under the command of Colonel Gregory Coleman wrongfully arrested, brutalized, and humiliated 7 of our colleagues, including J. Frank Hope, Nathaniel S. Stowe, Andy P. Yancey, Samuel Reeves, Anthony McCronsey, James Kelly, and Augustine Glele, who has appeared on radio stations, Voice of Liberia, exercising their rights of freedom of expression. The right of our 7 police continue to be violated by the Liberia National Police. And we are also calling your attention to ensure that protections of the right of these peaceful Liberians. We are considering the commission of the LMP, Colonel Gregory Coleman, to stay clear the matter and warn LMP officers to desist from intimidating, harassing, and interfering with agents of the Executive Protection Service (EPS), as we will not continue to allow such maltreatment from the LMP. Through this communication, we are giving the LMP, the Liberia National Police, 72 hours to release our police. We believe that our rights to implement due process of law and basic human rights have all been violated by the new administration of the EPS headed by Director Saint Gay. And we are therefore seeking your timely intervention into this matter.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is a reminder that you are listening to news live on Voice of Liberia 104.1 in Monrovia, 89.7 in Mangibi, and 90.7 in Bon County. This news is also live via www.voiceofliberiaradio.com. Still in the news, a high-level consultative meeting has been organized in Sierra Leone on a proposed prohibition of early child marriage bill. Different traditional practices in the country have seen the issue of child being a concern despite having laws protecting children in the country. Well, to know more about this proposed bill and the outcome of the meetings, yes, John Weffy, our Sierra Leone correspondent, for more details.
This is a bill that seeks to address the issue of early child marriage in Sierra Leone, especially from the traditional front. And so this high consultative meeting was held to see how best they could have exchanges, collaborative efforts, and see how best they could also put strategies to put this proposed bill in place. And so they had high-level people who attended this meeting, and also, most importantly, the First Lady of Sierra Leone, whom we know had championed what we call the Hands Off Our Girls campaign before. And she's so interested in this bill because she believes that one way to reduce the issue of early child marriage is by ensuring that we have proper legislations in place. First of all, we have a law in place, which is the Child Rights Act of 2007. And there is a particular section that speaks to the issue of early child marriage. But what has been the problem is the issue of enforcement. And so from the traditional front, You have parents who give their children to get married who are below the age of 18 years. But the argument they put up is that as long as there is a parental consent, that should be given. So the bill now seeks to ensure that it provides protection when it comes to child rights and also the well-being in the country, and also for children to make their decisions. We all know that below 18 years is not a consent stage, and also to see how best parents could have a better understanding. And also there is what we call the social norm. We found out that when children are married at an early age, they are being isolated, and the stages that they should go through as children, they do not go through it, and it also affects their mental faculty. So these and many other issues the bill seeks to address.
The newly appointed president of the Bomi Community College, Dr. Sobon Norman, has vowed to strengthen academic program as he said to take over the institution. Speaking to reporters after this nomination by President Joseph Boakai, Dr. Sobon Norman said his return to the institution means a lot for the students in the entire Western region. He explained that as an educator, he is going to strengthen academic activities that will create great opportunities for students in the county. The BBC president-designate vowed to work with the newly established Western Region Legislative Caucus in making the institution into a Bachelor of Arts, one where students from the three countries will easily access tertiary education.
My going back means a lot to the county and myself. We started some things. We started some development efforts. For some reason, they were shortchanged. And so we have the opportunity to go back and re-engage with these development efforts, create greater opportunities, for our students and the students in Bomi County and the region, including Kidman and Bakodo, and the country as a whole. There are several places where we start. We're trying to strengthen the academic program, the quality of teachers in the classroom, trying to strengthen the curricula, what people study, what should they study, and how should people try to transmit that knowledge from the paper into the students. We're also talking about infrastructure. Well, the vision, my vision reflects the vision that the regional or let's say the caucus has. As you know, that comprises of Bomi, Kemo, and Babolo. And their vision is to capitalize on the what they call comparative strength of each of the counties. And for Bomi, to see Bomi as the centerpiece for education. Bapolo would be for health, and Kidman will be for tourism, right? So it's this vision that we are coming back to ensure that we can elevate the college up to a full degree granting institution, so that our students will not have to come for a couple of years, get an associate degree, and then have to go out to other places. The goal is to have for students to start and then remain right there. And that way, the number of years that students will spend acquiring the first degree will be shorter.
Meanwhile, Dr. Norman has outlined his strategic plan in transforming the institution, naming the elevation of schools from 2 to 4 years degree granting program, which will require underwriting the cost of instructors for their master and doctorate degree. He then underscores the need for the conjunctive effort of everyone in order to achieve his vision for transforming the institution.
What I want to do is to do an assessment of where we are, right? Where is the college right now? What are the current needs? Okay, you know them. Then the next thing is, where do we want to go? So it will require us putting together a strategic plan. And in that strategic plan, you will have the short-term plans, what we want to do within from now, maybe up to 8, 9 months, 10 months, maybe 1 year. And then you have a medium term, that'll be for 1 year, maybe 2 years. Then you have the long term, which should be like from 2 years to 5 years. So inclusive in our overall strategic plan would be the elevation of the school, right? From a 2-year program to a full degree granting program. And that will require training teachers, sending people for the masters. Because you can't give a bachelor's, you can't come and teach a bachelor's, right? So you need people to go for masters and doctorates. You have to look at the very curriculum.
President Adama Barrow and his Senegalese counterpart Bassirou Damoya Faye vowed to nurture and further strengthen the long-standing existing bilateral relationship between the Gambia and Senegal. The two leaders made their commitment as President Bassirou Diomaye Faye of Senegal made his second official overseas trip to Banjul on Saturday. In a joint communication, the two leaders also reaffirmed their government's commitment to collaborate in several development sectors between the two neighboring states. The Gambia and Senegal enjoy a long-cherished bilateral relationship. The two countries pledged their commitment to cement their happily existing ties. Amadou Kanti with more details on this.
Well, I think this is a very significant visit by the Senegalese new president, Bassirou Diomaye Diakhar Faye, who was recently elected. And I can tell you, Gambians has been anticipating of his visit, and it has been a norm for the Gambia and Senegal. Whenever a new president is elected, the first outing usually would be either if it's for the Gambia, it will be in Senegal, and also if it's for the Senegalese president, it will be in the Gambia. But this time it has been a slight change. The Senegalese president made his first official visit to Mauritania. But interestingly, when he came to Banjul on Saturday, during his discussions with President Barrow, he justified the reason why he opted to go to Mauritania first before Banjul. And what he said was, it's because the Mauritanian president is the current African Union president, and he felt he need to go there first, and then that would indicate that they have, in a way, visited all African countries. Then, of course, when he returns, he said, of course, it has been done by his predecessors, then he will have to visit the Gambia. So, considering the relationship the two countries have enjoyed for the longest time, it is indeed Gambia and Senegal is more or less one country, but it has been divided by the colonies then. And so that, in a sense, means that it's a long, standing relationship, really cordial to some extent, many people will tell you. And the coming of Bassirou Diomaye Faye to the Gambia, yes, many Gambians expect that there would be a slight change in terms of the relationship and maybe projects that the two countries have been engaged into over the years. And remember, President Macky Sall, who is the former president, and President Barrow, of course, had a very, very good relationship. But to some extent, many Gambians were not really in for it because they felt Senegal had more interest than the Gambia in this relationship. But they were hoping that when a change happened in Senegal, President Barrow would have that opportunity to say that, listen, we need to review some of the agreements and see how Gambia could also benefit. Yes, maybe there would be a slight change, if not many, after his visit to.
The Ministry of Education has announced a temporary suspension of classes in Nima and in District Number 1 Grand Jida County. In a release issued by the ministry, the temporary suspension of classes will cover all public, private, and faith-based schools located in Nima County and those operating in District Number 1 Grand Jida County. The ministry stated that the decision to suspend classes in the two areas is in preparation for the forthcoming by-election schedule for April 23, 2024. Additionally, the ministry says the decision is meant to ensure the safety and smooth conduct of the electoral processes and that it is free from any interruptions. The temporary suspension of academic activities, according to the ministry, will come into effect immediately on Tuesday, April 23, 2024. It is imperative that all schools within the specific areas comply with this directive. The ministry has further confirmed that regular academic activities will resume on Wednesday, April 24, 2024, thereby encouraging all eligible voters in Nima and District Number 1 of Grand Jida County to exercise their constitutional right to vote during the upcoming elections. The president of the Female Journalists Association of Liberia, Madam Lisa Tenen Dicey, has urged organization leaders across the country to lead with compassion, humanity, and deep commitment to the principle of fairness and inclusivity. Serving as guest speaker at the OKFM Fan Club induction ceremony held in Monrovia over the weekend, the Fiji president called on the new leadership to embrace diversity, encourage dialogue, and strive to create a space where every voice is valued and respected. The OKFM Fan Club is a social group comprising several individuals from different backgrounds glued to the day-to-day activities of one Liberia's leading radio station. OKFN ensures that many get attracted to the news and other content of the media institution, among others. Madam Daisy, a renowned public speaker, media developer, and owner, told the leadership headed by its president Bennu Donor to collectively work tirelessly to uphold the legacy of OKFM and to ensure that its impact continues to resonate far and wide across Liberia. She indicated that the fan club has the potential to be a driving force for positive change and growth within the station and beyond, emphasizing the need to harness the power of radio to inform, inspire, and unite the community, making Liberia a better place for all. Reflecting on the role of the social group, the featured board said the fan club can inspire and empower the next generation of radio talent, providing opportunities for aspiring broadcasters, journalists, and content creators to whom their skills and make them mark of the industry.
We want to recognize and we must recognize the power and responsibility that comes with these positions you are about to take today. Your role extends beyond mere titles and positions. It embodies a commitment to serving your fellow members and maybe far-reaching the public, nurturing the spirit of community mobilization, and also upholding the true value of transparency.
On this note, this is how we come to the end of News Live on Voice of Liberia, 104.1 in Monrovia, 89.7 in Mangibi, and 90.7 in Bone County. For more news, you can log on to www.voiceofliberiaradio.com or with keywords on our Facebook page, Voice of Liberia. My name is Christopher S. Bestman. Good afternoon.